Our planet is full of wonders so surreal, they seem less like parts of Earth and more like visions from another world. In the far northeast of China, the Harbin-ICE and Snow Festival transforms winter into a frozen kingdom, where towering palaces, shimmering sculptures, and entire cities of ice glow in radiant colors beneath the night sky. High in the Bolivian Andes, SALAR de Uyuni stretches across the horizon as the largest salt flat on Earth, a vast white desert that, after rainfall, becomes a perfect mirror of the sky, blurring the line between heaven and earth. And in Japan, the temples of Kyoto stand as silent guardians of history, where centuries-old wooden halls, hidden gardens, and delicate shrines reveal a world of balance between humanity and nature. These are not ordinary sights, but rare windows into the creativity of Earth itself, where ice, salt, and culture combine into marvels that feel almost otherworldly. Today, we journey to uncover these unseen wonders, reminding us that the planet still holds secrets waiting to be revealed. SALAR de Uyuni. Beneath the vast skies of Bolivia, the SALAR de Uyuni stretches endlessly, transforming into the world's largest natural mirror after the rains. Its surface, formed from ancient lakes that dried up long ago, creates a dazzling white expanse that reflects the heavens with breathtaking clarity. Scientists study this salt flat not only for its beauty, but also for its immense reserves of lithium, the white gold powering modern technology. For travelers, walking here feels like stepping into another dimension, where earth and sky dissolve into a seamless horizon. The SALAR de Uyuni is both a geological wonder and a surreal dreamscape, untouched and unforgettable to those who witness it. FENGHUANG Ancient Town. Nestled along the Tuojiang River in Hunan, FENGHUANG Ancient Town stretches with wooden stilt houses balanced above the water, a living relic of centuries past. Stone-paved alleys wind between ancient gates, towers, and bridges, preserving the refined craftsmanship of the Ming and Qing dynasties. As twilight falls, lanterns flicker to life along the riverside, their golden light shimmering in the reflections of the flowing Tuojiang. The night transforms the town into a breathtaking dreamscape where water, mist, and glowing architecture merge in surreal harmony. Fenghuang is a place where history breathes by day, and its true magic awakens under the spell of night. Harbin-ICE and Snow Festival. Every winter in China's far northeast, Harbin transforms into a frozen wonderland during the world-famous Ice and Snow Festival. Towering castles, palaces, and sculptures are carved from massive blocks of ice, pulled straight from the Songhua River, glowing with neon lights at night. The scale is breathtaking, with structures reaching several stories high, some large enough to walk through, like frozen cities. Artists from around the globe compete here, shaping ice and snow into grand temples and majestic palaces that dazzle the imagination. The Harbin-ICE and Snow Festival is not just an event, but a dazzling celebration where art, architecture, and winter itself become one spectacle of magic. Wudang Mountains. In central China's Hubei province, the Wudang Mountains rise in layered ridges of quartzite and sandstone, their slopes veiled in mist and ancient forests. Sheer cliffs and winding valleys define the terrain, where peaks stack one after another like waves frozen in stone. Perched on these heights are Taoist temples and palaces, their tiled roofs and stone steps blending into the mountain landscape. For centuries, the mountains have been revered as the birthplace of Wudang martial arts, where Taoist philosophy and combat practice became one. Legends tell of sages and immortals seeking harmony here, weaving myth and belief into the rugged land. The Wudang Range is where geology and culture intertwine, a landscape that unites towering stone, devotion, and timeless artistry. JIUZHAIGOU Valley. Tucked within the mountains of Sichuan, JIUZHAIGOU Valley is a high-altitude wonderland shaped by tectonic activity and glacial erosion. Its landscape is carved into steep limestone cliffs and layered with forests that shift from emerald green to fiery red across the seasons. Dozens of crystal-clear lakes fill the valley, their vivid colors created by dissolved minerals, algae, and the reflection of surrounding peaks. Waterfalls tumble from terrace cliffs, cascading into turquoise pools that seem almost otherworldly. Today, visitors wander along wooden boardwalks and viewing platforms surrounded by scenery so surreal it feels like stepping into a painted dream. JIUZHAIGOU is both a geological masterpiece and a sanctuary of natural beauty, preserved as one of China's most treasured national parks. STOKKSNES. On Iceland's southeastern coast, STOKKSNES unfolds as a stark meeting of mountain and sea, where black sand beaches stretch beneath jagged peaks. The Vestrahorn Massif dominates the skyline, its dark volcanic cliffs plunging steeply into the North Atlantic. Shifting dunes of volcanic sand ripple across the plain, sculpted by relentless Arctic winds into patterns that seem otherworldly. Tidal pools form along the shore, mirroring both the mountain ridges and the ever-changing northern sky. The coastline bears marks of Iceland's volcanic birth, with basaltic rock and glacial deposits blending in a raw, untamed landscape. STOKKSNES is a place of extremes, where geology, ocean, and atmosphere merge into one of Iceland's most hauntingly beautiful scenes. Temples of Kyoto. Hidden among the rolling hills of Japan's ancient capital, the temples of Kyoto rise with wooden halls, stone gardens, and pagodas shaped by centuries of devotion. From the shimmering golden pavilion reflected in a still pond, to the Zen simplicity of Ryoanji's rock garden, each temple reveals a different face of Japanese spirituality. Many of these sanctuaries are framed by moss-covered paths, cherry blossoms in spring, and fiery maples that blaze across the autumn skies. Their architecture blends seamlessly with rivers, forests, and mountains, embodying harmony between human design and the natural world. Together, the temples of Kyoto form a sacred landscape, a living tapestry where history, art, and nature flow in perfect rhythm. Pamukkale. In the heart of Turkey, Pamukkale rises like a gleaming staircase of stone, its white terraces glowing brilliantly beneath the sun. Formed by calcium-rich thermal waters over thousands of years, these cascading pools shimmer with turquoise reflections that feel almost unreal. To the ancients, this cotton castle was a divine gift, and the nearby ruins of Hierapolis still echo with voices of long-lost civilizations. Even today, travelers wander barefoot across the warm mineral waters, believed to hold healing powers for both the body and the soul. Pamukkale is more than a landscape. It is a living union of geology, history, and myth woven into one breathtaking wonder. Forbidden City. The Forbidden City in the heart of Beijing is the largest palace complex in the world, a walled city built with perfect symmetry and timeless grandeur. Its vast courtyards and golden-roofed halls rest on a massive stone platform designed to symbolize the emperor's divine authority over heaven and earth. Constructed during the Ming Dynasty in the early 15th century, the complex contains nearly 9,000 rooms, each crafted with intricate detail and symbolic meaning. The city's layout reflects ancient principles of feng shui, aligning architecture with cosmic order and imperial power. Today, millions of visitors walk through its crimson gates, exploring a masterpiece of history, culture, and architectural brilliance. Yellow Mountains. Rising abruptly in eastern China, the Yellow Mountains are a dramatic range of jagged granite peaks, sculpted over millions of years by uplift and erosion. Ancient pines cling to the vertical cliffs, their twisted forms shaped by the relentless winds that sweep the high ridges. The terrain is famous for its four wonders: oddly shaped rocks, seas of clouds, hot springs, and gnarled pine trees clinging to stone. Sheer drops plunge into hidden valleys, while narrow paths wind along razor-sharp ridges that challenge both body and spirit. This rugged landscape is more than scenery. It is a geological fortress, a place where nature's raw power and timeless beauty meet. Yuanyang Rice Terraces. High in the mountains of Yunnan, the Yuanyang Rice Terraces unfold like a living painting, carved into the slopes by the honey people over 1,000 years. Each season transforms the landscape. In spring, the flooded paddies shimmer with silver reflections, while summer turns them into waves of vibrant green. The terraces are not just farmland, but a masterpiece of ecological engineering, channeling water from forested peaks to nurture life below. At sunrise and sunset, the mirrored fields glow in shades of gold, crimson, and violet, a spectacle that draws travelers and photographers from around the world. Yuanyang is where culture, nature, and artistry merge, creating one of the most breathtaking, human-shaped landscapes on Earth. Sumba. Rising from the Indonesian archipelago, Sumba is an island of rugged highlands, rolling savannas, and coastlines carved by relentless waves. Its limestone plateaus and deep river valleys reveal a landscape shaped by tectonic forces and centuries of erosion. Unlike its volcanic neighbors, Sumba's dry climate creates golden grasslands that stretch across the horizon, dotted with traditional villages. Towering megalithic tombs stand as silent guardians, linking the island's dramatic terrain to its ancient culture. For travelers, Sumba offers untamed beaches, wild surf, and a glimpse of nature and tradition preserved far from the modern world. A high lake nestled beside the city of Dali in Yunnan, Erhai Lake stretches like a vast crescent of silver, framed by the towering Kangshan Mountains. Its name, meaning ear-shaped sea, reflects the lake's unique outline, formed by tectonic activity that created a basin between the peaks. The waters are strikingly clear, shifting from sapphire blue to shimmering silver as sunlight and clouds dance across the surface. Islands and peninsulas rise from the lake, dotted with ancient temples, whitewashed villages, and terraces that blend culture into the natural scene. Migratory birds circle above in winter, turning Erhai into a vital sanctuary for wildlife as well as a haven for people. For visitors, the lake offers a journey through reflections of mountain, sky, and tradition, where every horizon feels both timeless and alive. Yunnan. In China's far southwest, Yunnan stretches across soaring mountains, vast plateaus, and deep valleys, its terrain shaped by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian plates. The province holds some of Asia's most dramatic landscapes, from the roaring tiger-leaping gorge to snow-capped peaks that rise along the edge of the Himalayas. Karst wonders like the stone forest thrust upward in strange limestone spires, while caves and sinkholes reveal the hidden artistry of erosion. Highland basins cradle shimmering lakes such as Erhai and Dianchi, reflecting both sky and mountain in a harmony of water and stone. Terraced hillsides, especially in Yuanyang, unfold in endless steps of green and gold, showing how people have shaped Yunnan's rugged land into living art. Socotra. Rising from the Arabian Sea off Yemen, Socotra is a rugged island built of ancient limestone plateaus, granite peaks, and coastal plains shaped by tectonic uplift. Its terrain is carved with deep wadis, caves, and jagged cliffs, while wind and water erosion have sculpted bizarre rock formations across the land. The interior is marked by high plateaus that drop sharply into narrow valleys, creating a dramatic contrast of elevations within a compact space. Sand dunes roll across the coastline, shifting constantly under monsoon winds and meeting sheer cliffs that plunge straight into turquoise waters. Dragon's blood trees and other alien flora cling to rocky slopes, their strange silhouettes accentuating the island's stark, arid relief. Socotra is less a tropical paradise than a geological fortress, an island whose landscapes feel more like another planet than Earth itself. Vinicunca. High in the Peruvian Andes, Vinicunca, the Rainbow Mountain, rises at over 5,000 meters, its slopes painted with striking bands of color. The mountain's layered hues of red, gold, green, and lavender are created by mineral deposits exposed through millions of years of uplift and erosion. Glacial melt once covered this range, and as the ice retreated, it revealed the oxidized sediments that give Vinicunca its surreal palette. The ascent cuts across barren, high-altitude plains and steep ridges, where thin air and harsh winds test every step toward the summit. Vinicunca is both a geological canvas and a cultural landmark, where nature's forces and human wonder meet at the roof of the Andes. Lofoten Islands. Off Norway's Arctic coast, the Lofoten Islands rise from the sea as jagged granite peaks, their dark walls plunging straight into icy fjords. glacial carving has shaped deep bays and sheltered inlets, creating one of the most dramatic coastal landscapes on Earth. Fishing villages with red wooden cabins stand at the base of towering cliffs, their simple forms echoing the raw geometry of stone. Calm waters often mirror the peaks above, turning the islands into a scene where mountain and sea seem to merge as one. The Lofoten Islands are a meeting of extremes: wild geology, harsh climate, and human resilience bound together in stark beauty. Mount Ime. Rising from the western edge of the Sichuan Basin, Mount Ime towers with sheer sandstone cliffs, deep valleys and slopes draped in ancient forest. Its terrain shifts dramatically with altitude, from humid subtropical foothills to alpine ridges, often veiled in drifting clouds. Carved into the mountainside, the colossal Leshan giant Buddha gazes over the confluence of rivers, a masterpiece of both art and geology. Monasteries and temples crown the ridges, their stone steps winding upward through cliffs and mist towards sacred peaks. Mount Ime is both a natural fortress and a cultural beacon, where towering landscapes and human devotion stand in timeless harmony. Jiangye National Geological Park. In the heart of Gansu Province, Jiangye spreads across a vast terrain of sandstone mountains layered in vivid reds, ochres, greens, and whites. These colors were born from millions of years of sediment deposits, later uplifted by tectonic forces and carved into ridges by relentless erosion. The landscape undulates like frozen waves, with striped hills, sharp cliffs, and valleys stretching in surreal patterns to the horizon. Sunlight at dawn and dusk ignites the slopes, turning the mineral bands into a living canvas that shifts with every angle of light. Jiangye is both a geological archive and a visual wonder, where the Earth's crust itself has become art on a monumental scale. Ruyi Bridge. Suspended high above the Shenzhianju scenic area in Zhejiang, the Ruyi Bridge arcs gracefully between forested cliffs and jagged mountain ridges. Its twin curved spans are built of steel and glass, mirroring the form of a jade ruyi, a traditional Chinese symbol of fortune. The transparent walkways hover above plunging valleys, giving visitors the sensation of walking directly through open sky. Surrounded by peaks and mist, the bridge blends futuristic engineering with the raw drama of Zhejiang's sandstone terrain. Ruyi Bridge is both an architectural spectacle and a cultural statement, uniting modern design with the timeless power of the mountains. Trolltunga. Perched nearly 1,100 meters above sea level in western Norway, Trolltunga is a dramatic rock ledge jutting horizontally from a sheer cliff. Formed during the Ice Age, the cliff was carved by retreating glaciers that left behind vertical walls and deep fjords. The ledge itself extends like a stone tongue over Lake Ringadal's Vatnet, creating one of the most striking natural viewpoints in Scandinavia. Surrounding terrain is a harsh alpine plateau, marked by rugged peaks, scattered boulders, and valleys shaped by ancient ice. Trolltunga is both a geological wonder and a cultural icon where extreme landscapes meet the daring spirit of human adventure. Torres del Paine. In the southern reaches of Chilean Patagonia, Torres del Paine unveils a landscape of jagged granite towers, glaciers, and windswept plains. The three iconic torres rise as sheer vertical spires, sculpted over millennia by tectonic uplift and the grinding force of ice. Glacial valleys cut deep between mountains, their walls polished smooth by ancient ice flows that once covered the region. Turquoise lakes such as Pihoi and Nordenskjöld shimmer at the foot of the peaks, their colors born from glacial sediment. The The southern Patagonian ice field continues to feed massive glaciers, carving moraines and cliffs as they advance and retreat. Torres del Paine stands as a geological cathedral where stone, water, and ice combine in one of Earth's most dramatic mountain landscapes. Bromo. Rising from the Tengger caldera in East Java, Mount Bromo emerges as a smoking cone surrounded by a vast desert of volcanic sand. Its active crater constantly exhales white plumes, a vivid reminder of the immense forces that shaped the Pacific Ring of Fire. The surrounding caldera walls form steep cliffs and broken ridges, remnants of cataclysmic eruptions from long ago. At sunrise, the volcanic plain glows in gold and crimson, while distant Mount Semeru rises above a sea of shifting mist. The sea of sand stretches around Bromo like a barren ocean, its rippled dunes shaped by ash, wind, and centuries of eruptions. Mount Bromo is a raw geological theater where fire, ash, and sky unite in one of Earth's most dramatic volcanic landscapes. Laojun Mountain. Rising above Luoyang in Henan Province, Laojun mountain towers with steep granite ridges and plunging valleys often veiled in drifting clouds. The terrain is rugged and vertical, with jagged peaks and narrow passes that reveal the raw power of central China's geology. At its summit, golden temples gleam brightly against the stone cliffs, their rooftops shining like beacons above the sea of clouds. These temples are not only architectural marvels, but also symbols of Taoist devotion, honoring the legacy of Laozi himself. Pilgrims and travelers climb the winding stairways, braving steep paths to witness both the spiritual aura and sweeping mountain panoramas. Laojun Mountain stands as a place where geology, faith, and human presence converge, creating an experience both majestic and timeless. Svalbard. In the high Arctic, Svalbard stretches as a frozen archipelago of jagged mountains, sweeping glaciers, and fjords carved deep by ancient ice. The terrain is stark and unforgiving, with sheer peaks rising from tundra plains and a landlocked ground of permanent permafrost. Vast glaciers dominate the landscape. Their slow rivers of ice tumbling seaward to break into towering blue cliffs that collapse into the ocean. Traces of old mining outposts and polar expeditions remain scattered across the islands, where human history meets the raw edge of survival. Svalbard is a realm where geology and climate converge in extremes, creating one of Earth's most isolated and haunting polar frontiers. Great Wall of China. Stretching across northern China for over 21,000 kilometers, the Great Wall winds over deserts, river valleys, and some of the steepest mountain ridges on Earth. Built over centuries from tamped earth, stone, and brick, its structure adapts to each landscape, rising with peaks and plunging with gorges. Watchtowers crown the summits, their vantage points revealing how geography itself became part of ancient defense. Beyond its military role, the wall shaped culture along the Silk Road, channeling trade, ideas, and encounters between civilizations. The Great Wall remains both a geographical marvel and a cultural icon, where human ambition and rugged terrain forged one of history's greatest monuments. Soka River. Flowing from the Julian Alps of Slovenia, the Socha River carves a path through steep valleys and gorges, its course defined by rugged limestone terrain. The river is famed for its brilliant emerald green waters, created by mineral-rich runoff and the purity of alpine melt. Sheer cliffs and boulder-strewn banks frame its winding flow, while gravel bars and cascades reveal the raw force of mountain erosion. High above, snow-capped peaks feed the river year-round, their glaciers and springs sustaining its clarity and power. Bridges and small villages perch along its course, where human presence feels delicate against the grandeur of the landscape. The Socha is both a geographical wonder and a cultural symbol, a river where alpine geology and timeless beauty converge. Hangzhou. Rising around Hangzhou, layers of emerald mountains create a dramatic backdrop that defines the city's natural setting. Ancient temples and pagodas cling to the hillsides, their wooden beams and curved roofs blending seamlessly with the forest. Stone stairways climb toward hidden pavilions perched on ridges, where visitors look out over valleys and peaks. For centuries, poets and painters have drawn inspiration here, weaving Hangzhou's mountains and architecture into the heart of Chinese culture. Here, nature and artistry intertwine, forming a landscape where human creativity resonates with the strength of the land. Triglav National Park. Dominating the Julian Alps of Slovenia, Triglav National Park takes its name from Mount Triglav, a limestone giant soaring 2,864 meters and revered as a national symbol. The park's rugged terrain is etched with deep glacial valleys, towering cliffs, and alpine meadows that explode with wildflowers under the summer sun. Crystal rivers like the Emerald Socha carve through the landscape, their turquoise currents winding from icy springs into canyons and hidden gorges. Glacial lakes, such as Bohinj and Triglav's 7 lakes, reflect snow-capped peaks, creating a serene contrast to the park's raw mountain drama. More than a protected wilderness, Triglav is a living masterpiece where geology, alpine ecosystems, and human spirit unite in timeless harmony. Huangxian Valley. Deep in the mountains of Shanxi, Huangxian Valley reveals a dramatic landscape of towering sandstone cliffs carved by millions of years of wind and water. The valley is framed by sheer walls and narrow gorges where unusual rock formations rise like ancient fortresses against the sky. Seasonal streams cut through the canyon floor, leaving behind polished stone channels and pools that glisten beneath shifting light. Forests cling to the slopes, their colors shifting from lush green in summer to blazing red and gold in autumn. Legends say immortals once dwelled here, and the valley's name, meaning where the immortals forget time, echoes that timeless spirit. Today, travelers hike along winding trails and gaze upward at cliffs that embody both geological power and mystical beauty.